Presco CEO Felix Nwabuko spoke to CNBC Africa's Onyi Sunday about the company's business journey in Edo State and how doing business in the state has changed over the years. This was at the Edo Investment Summit in Benin City. Take a look.
The major difference for us doing business in Edo State comparing 15 years back and today will be that I think that in terms of information for business, we have much more access to information today than we had 15 years back. Secondly, I think also that government's effort and government's attention to tackling the issues of ease of doing business is much more progressive today than they were 15 years ago. This to me will be the two main issues. Then if you look at challenges, I think that security-wise, it's tougher today than it was 15 years back. And my rule of thumb for that will be that your security expenditure today is much higher than it used to be 15 years back. Otherwise, most other things that are business factors have always been there. It has all depended on how the entrepreneur is able to harness them, manage them, and deliver the set objectives. But these two issues of government's attitude to business in terms of looking constantly at issues of ease of doing business, trying to improve the business space, and also the issue of information, whether it be from government, etc., have major differences between now and then.
All right, then. Now, of course, you're part of a panel discussion where we talk about Edo State being Nigeria's best-kept secret. Well, why do you think it is? And should it continue to be the best-kept secret, especially when competition is really stiff among states in Nigeria today to attract investment?
I think that after today, I don't see it being a best-kept secret, because then the secret has been let out of the bag. But my view is that it has been a secret because, again, there has not been concerted efforts to announce the things that are being announced now. They have been there. The abundance in natural resources have been there. The abundance in human resource capability has been there. Whatever you say about Edo State, its geographical location that makes it accessible to all parts of Nigeria has been there. You know, all these things have been there. But what has happened is that I think that, like in other domains, the negative has been much more hyped than the positives years back. Now, government has taken efforts to begin to, let out, publish the positives. And then businesses that have been here for quite a long time are now showcased as testimonies of what Edo State is all about. So the combination of the testimony of businesses that have continued to remain here for years and years, and the new ones that are coming, because if Edo State had not been good, new ones will not be coming. Sure. And then the ones that we have will be relocating. But that has not been the case.
Now, talking about new businesses coming and those who have been here, you are going to be part of a panel discussion to discuss Edo agro-industrial revolution and agribusiness transformation. Palm oil is a big deal here in Edo State. That is your core as well. Talk us through the untapped potential in that particular space. Or do you think we have done enough in terms of palm oil production, its export, and even value addition?
No, we have not. We have not, because take for it that theoretically, at least today, we estimate that we are short of anywhere between 800,000 metric tons and 1 million metric tons of palm oil annually, between what we produce and what is required. Now, if you translate that, that's palm oil, and I'm talking of the produced palm oil. Now, if you want to translate that to how many hectares needs to be planted to be able to, shut off that gap They were talking of millions of hectares. So we have not done enough. We have not done enough at all. And we know the reasons. We could recount them every day, that we all, not just about oil palm, but we took our eyes and our foot off the pedal of agriculture simply because of the advent of crude oil. So that slowed us down and almost obliterated it. So the companies that are into oil palm now are those who knew what they were into. That's why you have just only but a few. You know, you can count them on my fingers. Yeah. That into this business. That are into this space. So we've not even done enough, not to talk of doing, we've not done it. And when you look at the value chain also, there's so much along the value chain, the oil palm value chain, that is not yet touched, that's not been scratched. So all that we are trying to do now, thank God, you know, what has happened to us in this country, we should see it as a blessing. We see it as a negative in the crash in oil prices, etc., but it's turning out to be a blessing. That attention is being paid to these things. Where we are in Edo State, we are in the oil palm belt of Nigeria. We're right in the oil palm belt. And so the opportunity to do more in oil palm production in Edo State is huge. Take, for instance, we as a company, our target is to be able to control 100,000 hectares of tree crops, oil palm and rubber combined, you know, tilting more towards oil palm. Yeah. And that's because where Edo State supports that, both in terms of soil, in terms of climate, in terms of the human resource.
That was Felix Nwabuko, Managing Director and CEO of Presco.